It's Monday. It's AIRFIX and Chill. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, a couple of minutes late. We were trying to get Dave to come on from the. Is it Blue Lamp? Is it Sully?
Yeah,
He's on
Blue
his
Lamp.
way. So we've got a new guest tonight. I have invited Luke, but he's working. I did invite. Um,
Nige.
how bad of me! I forgot his name. He was on it last week.
Nige.
No,
Jim.
Jim comes and I've had no response, so I presume he's busy. And of course, Nigel. Obviously, I've sent a card from everyone, including the chat. The people who watch. A card from the whole of AIRFIX and Chill to Nigel on his loss of Jess. Obviously, our hearts go out to him, our sympathies, and he's probably now, remembering the good times with Jess, and hopefully he'll be back soon on his workbench. But in the meantime, Nigel, if you're there, we can hear us. If you need to chat, give us a ring. We'll be there for you, my friend. But there is a card from everyone, and that includes the people who watch the channel that I've sent to Nigel, so that just to share our condolences with him. So, Alex, come up with a beauty of a chat subject tonight, Alex. I was, picking my nose about what we're going to talk about, and I thought, let's talk about PPE. But seeing that I just done a video about an AIRFIX watch, you said, why don't we talk about should model companies just stick to plastic in model kits? What can model, I'm in two minds about it, because I if it's got AIRFIX on it, I'll buy it. But then again, I've got decals and stickers with Tamiya on them that I've seen at model shows and bought it. I've got a Tamiya T-shirt at home that somebody gave me about 2 years ago. I think branding is one of the most important tools of any company.
Yeah.
Hence why, the first thing I did with Outlaw Paints was creating stickers, so that, the woven patches will come at a later date. But I've got the stickers so that, when, Apple, when you buy a mobile phone from Apple or even Samsung, there's stickers in the stickers in the box. So it's interesting, yes, I've got the Aviate watch here. I didn't buy it. I know they are expensive, and I'm extremely humbled that they sent me one. But to be fair on Aviate, they've used my video as an advert for themselves, and they're using it to promote their brand, this watch here. So yeah, they've gained from it, I've gained from it, and to be fair, people said it looks crap, but I promise you, I do collect watches. I think it's a beautiful timepiece. It's got a nice bit of weight to it, and I know Aviate allegedly is a Chinese company, and this was sent from China, but on the ticket for the export and import thing, these are manufactured in Japan. They're not Chinese made, they're Japanese made. And to be honest with you, I drive Japanese vehicles because I love Japanese vehicles. I've got a Nissan van. The missus has got a Nissan Juke. I've had Mazdas. I've had Suzuki Grand Vitaras. I do like Japanese stuff. My TV is Japanese. So yeah. I think it's a lovely thing, but we'll discuss it tonight. Is there a place for branding, and should model kit? The only company I know that really does go for it when outside of plastic kits is Revell. That's one company that does do a crap load of stuff. But let's put it out there. Any comments, by the way? If you want to ask a question or you've got something you want to say, leave a super chat. Or just put question in big capital letters, so you can we can read it on the comments. But we'll put it out there. Should AIRFIX do more things than model kits, Alex? You set the question, so you can start off.
I think it's. I think it's very much a it depends answer, because I think you're absolutely 100% right, Moss. Branding and a company's brand is one of its biggest things. I mean, why did Hornby have AIRFIX as a brand? It's because it has a lot of weight. It's got a lot of history. It's people know it. It was synonymous with plastic model making back in the 60s and 70s, and that carries weight to it. I think one of the flip side of that is that it's possible to tarnish your brand if you're not careful with it. And we've all seen companies that have done this, that have sort of sold themselves cheap, if you like. And in a certain sense, it's kind of how AIRFIX, got into problems in the 80s, was it was doing so much stuff. It was doing board games, it was doing Weebles, it was doing God knows what. And it spread itself so thin that when economic times changed and the market shift, it wasn't able to deal with it because it was just had its fingers in so many pies. It didn't have any robustness to its business. So, and you can also look at, companies like Games Workshop do a lot of licensing.
Yeah,
they've put their name behind a lot of good stuff and a lot of real crap. That hasn't helped them. And you only have to look at the recent stuff with Henry Cavill and the Amazon show. Regardless of what side of that argument you are on, it's still brought a lot of quite negative attention to the company. It's had an effect on share price. It's brought a lot of mainstream discussion to a game, which probably wasn't its intent. They wanted a nice big Amazon show and a lot of wow factor, and they could sell more plastic kits and get kids into gaming with it. So I think you've got to be really careful about how you handle it, and that requires resource. So my main concern for companies like AIRFIX are, do you have the resource to manage those things, to make sure that your brands are being used appropriately? Things like the Aviate watch, I think it's kind of, to me, it's neither here nor there. I don't know whether it will have any effect on AIRFIX. I don't know whether it will have any effect on Aviate. They obviously both think it will have some positives. I don't think that's going to be a negative on AIRFIX. Somebody still has to manage that relationship. But, it's how many of those you have. If it's one or two, it's manageable. If it goes into 100, then you've got to employ people for that. They're people that could be employed doing other more modelly stuff, So
yeah, I think. Yeah, I said, because when Dale first sent me the picture of this ages ago of these watches, I was like, Ella, the Spitfire one was really nice, and then he showed me the Dam Buster one, and I was like, Ella, I said, and he said, this has cost AIRFIX nothing. They've done it all. All we've done is license the brand, and to be really honest with you, there's, I can go back through some of my stuff that I've got that I purchased. I think it was from British Home Stores or Sainsbury's or Marks and Spencer's, just going through the list of AIRFIX branded or Hornby branded stuff even. The bag that I've often been seen at model shows with, this was originally a bag that I got, it must have been 10 years ago now. And basically, the original patches was the AIRFIX one, the Hornby Dublo badge. So you had the Flying Aces, so the Scale Electrics badge there. And the rest, I got a woman to sew on for me. But this bag, it's a lovely bag, and it's quality as well. I don't know where it came from, but it was AIRFIX Hornby Scale Electric trademarks of Hornby Hobbies, licensed by Rocket Licensing. But I bought this in, I think it was Marks and Spencer's. I'm sure it was back in the day. But it's a quality bag. I think if you just put AIRFIX on everything, then you're going to lessen the quality, so to speak. But when it's I think the watches are quality. And I said there's 20% off if you use the product code models whatever, so you get 20% off. But you're right on what AIRFIX have done in the past, because like I said, I'm going to my attic last week, because I said that I'll send up some duplicates I've got of stuff, to put so AIRFIX can use it in their museum. So this is one of their games they brought out. This is 1973. I've got two of these, so I'm going to send one up to Dale when I see him in June, I think. So this one here. And all it is two bits of plastic with some dots on it, and then you put it comes with two pads as well, and then you shove a pin prick through, and then you line it up onto here, and then that's your code maker, things like that. The board games, in the 70s, anything that they could make with plastic, they would do, So, even these things, these ones, I'm sending one of these up to Dale as well. It's made by AIRFIX. It's AIRFIX made by AIRFIX. So, they had their fingers in a lot of pies back in the day. But I think it's good. I think things with the brand is very good because it puts it in the eye of the consumer, doesn't it? There's a reason why AIRFIX Model Magazine is called AIRFIX Model Magazine, because if you go to W.H. Smith and you walk along in the magazines, there's the massive AIRFIX logo on magazine stands. So it's a way of getting the logo out there so people could recognize it. Have you bought anything, James, AIRFIX wise, outside of modeling? Have you bought anything that's caught your eye and bought?
Well, I don't think it was me who brought it. I think it was my dad who brought it.
Yeah.
Because he saw the AIRFIX branding on it, and he'd buy it for me because he knew I like models, so I might like that.
Yeah.
So most of it was crap, but
yeah. I think there's a lot of trust in a brand as well. It's like I've always said I spurted this out in front of the Humbrol guys that they should just dump the Humbrol brand and just call it AIRFIX. Their paint range and their glue range, and just call it AIRFIX. That's what I think they should do. The Humbrol brand, you talk to anyone, there's some who still use the enamel paints, but I think they should rebrand it as AIRFIX, and then you've got that trust level then, haven't you? I suppose, as long as it's good stuff. You got Revell have their own paint range, Tamiya have their own paint range. Trumpeter's a bit different, but they're the same as Humbrol, really, because the Mr. Hobby stuff is all linked to Trumpeter, and all those manufacturers, isn't it? In that group, what's the name of that group, Alex?
So Mr. Hobby is separate. Mr. Hobby is a Japanese company. That's Gunsanyo.
Oh, I thought it was linked to the modeling company. I thought
no, the Zhongshan Yatai electric appliance company.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I thought that was Mr. I thought they had a link with Mr. Hobby.
No.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that back then.
I think what part of what drove me to ask the question, other than the video you did on the watch, is, and we've talked about this before, Moss.
Yeah.
The tools that some of the companies, Humbrol included and AIRFIX included, are shocking. I mean, the Teleri model sets, the tool sets, are garbage, utter garbage. For what they're charging like $17.99 for something you can pick up in Hobbycraft for a $5. So again, somebody has managed that at Teleri. They put their brand name on it, which to me, it's just that is not a good use of the Humbrol or AIRFIX name. To name something like that.
What annoys me is, I've never opened this, but the sprue cutters are rusty already. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
That's the quality. That's the quality there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the only company really that has any sort of reputation in that area is Tamiya, however you want to say it. Because they
Tamiya
have some. It's probably how you say it. Because they do have some decent tools that people, recommend and like, but they're expensive. I mean, some of the other companies like AK, actually, Meng make a decent tool set starting on that. But again, I get that you can buy kind of all from one source, but how many people actually do that? And I wonder about the kind of return on investment versus, the reputational damage when somebody buys a crap, £1 knife from Humbrol that costs them $6.99.
Yeah. Nice of you to join us, my friend. Well, let me just get the comment there. Dave, how are you, my friend? All right?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for letting me come in and harass you.
Oh, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We're talking. Yeah, you can jump in anytime, mate. We're talking about should model companies just fixate on the plastic, or should they go outside the box and create their own range of tools and stuff like that? And so, have you got any comments on
that? I think only that probably the likes of AIRFIX and Revell with their own tools. They're trying to get people to stay with their brand. So if you buy a kit, you buy their glue, you buy their paints, you buy their tools. And I think they're doing it at a price point. Nobody ever said that they were going to be brilliant, but they want to make it cheap and cheerful. So,
but they're not that cheap, though, Dave. That's the problem. They're not that cheap.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like this is the old model set.
Cheerful, then.
Yeah, the new model set doesn't come with a knife, but it does come with stirring sticks.
Okay.
It's more expensive than this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this one. Oh, you go. I found it. Here you go. This is the one they do now, which has the Italeri sprue cutters, because you get these in the sprue cutters for the Italeri. There's no knife, but they do have stirring sticks instead. So that's the new version. That's the old version of the tool set, and this is the new one they sell now.
Right.
It's still, this one's 18 plus. This one's 14 plus, so that's why they got rid of the knife. But they replaced the knife with stirring sticks. So you got some pieces of wood.
A knife's essential.
The knife is essential, definitely. But I think I think they missed the trick, AIRFIX. But they keep wanting to push the Humbrol brand, because I think that at some point in time they were hoping that the Humbrol brand wouldn't just be for the scale modelers. They would, you would see it in craft shops up and down. But I've been in umpteen craft shops. I've dated women who do their decoupage cards and things like that, and been dragged to places like Hobbycraft and and all these little card making shops and everything. And not once have I seen a pot of Humbrol. In fact, it's even hard now, and there's a challenge for anyone to go to a scale model show and find Humbrol at a scale model show. Apart, you certainly don't see the range of paints there anymore, and that is a sad place to be. Or a bit of Humbrol enamel there. I bet that's a legitimate one as well. You won't be able to buy that anymore because it's got Miko in it.
That's an old boy, that one.
Yeah. I've still got some. We've got super acrylic going on here. Yeah. But so the problem with all this is that it's all outsourced.
Yeah.
That's a true fact. It is a true fact. £20 starter kit, £20 nipper set is what Daryl Masters has just said. But there have been other games that AIRFIX had done. The air traffic control game in my 70s, my parents still had it. Yeah, we all had that.
I've still got that.
I've got one upstairs that's sealed. I won't even open it. I've got it sealed upstairs. Won't even open it.
I don't think mine even has the box anymore. I think that disintegrated.
Yeah, no, I've been connected. So I said to Dad, I'll send it all up to you, mate. But yeah, this outsourcing is a thing. But why investing your time and effort in creating a watch when there's a company who's just willing to slap a logo on it for you? And I think that's what they did with this lot. And who says that they haven't paid £20,000 for the privilege of putting AIRFIX on that watch? Well, to AIRFIX, £20,000 is nigh on a new tooling, I reckon.
I don't think they'll have paid that licensing.
Yeah.
I think. I wonder. I bet they get a percentage of everything they sell.
I think that's far more likely.
Yeah. But
I mean, to that point, I mean, and this is where it can be dangerous on the other side, right? So I used to work with a company, and it got a Halo franchise from Microsoft, right, from 365 Studios.
wow.
Big thing for the company. They paid a 5-figure sum, 10 grand, for that license, plus a percentage of the proceeds, and a percentage of, and they had creative control as well, some creative control in the project. It killed the company. Within 2 years of them taking that license, the company was dead. And the thing is, you think, well, that's okay. That's not the licensee, licensor that has suffered in that. But Microsoft now have a reputation of producing a game, or working with somebody to produce a game, and that went nowhere. So it hasn't done any favors in that. It hasn't added to their brand. It's actually detracted from it a bit in those kind of Halo fans. So again, you've got to be careful with how you do these licenses and what you expect from them. I think in that the AV8, where if they say, yeah, you can use our branding, you do that, you get whatever percentage of the sales on those watches and stuff. That's fine, right? There's not much risk involved in that.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah. There's no risk. Dale said there's no risk. Just, and there's 5 watches there that they've created. Hurricane, Spitfire, Dambuster one, the Dambuster one I've got.
It's not a zero risk though, Moss. I mean, because and again, this is where you have to be careful with licensing, because what if it turns out that AV8 actually, aren't a Japanese company, the Japanese front company, it just like puts the watch strap on, and they're actually using child labor in China to assemble the watches. That's why I say you've really got to do your due diligence on this, because that comes back and bite you. If you think about all the furore about the Afghanistan house that came around with AIRFIX, something like that could be really damaging. So, this are the kind of things that I think people think, oh, it's it's fine, it's no risk, but there's always a risk there. It's how you manage it, and of course, managing that takes resource. So,
I get that. I do get that. But they're using my video to advertise it. So, and they must have done well with it, because that Instagram Reels had 20,000 views in 5 days. I don't get that over a year on a video on YouTube. So, they've marketed it. So, as I said, I'm a proud owner of it, and again, on special days I'll wear it. And there's a 2-year warranty on it, so if it does break, but it for me, it does feel like quality. I don't think this is knocked off the back of this isn't a Temu thing. There's a lot of quality there. The leather feels nice. There's a bit of weight to it, and the movement is great. So
is it a wind-up watch or a battery watch? Forgive me,
I don't know. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
a
battery. Yeah, it's a battery watch. I like playing with the stopwatch on it, because you click on it, and you press the button here, and then it resets itself. That's why I've been playing with that. It's quite smooth. It is a Chinese. People say it gets shit from China, but they have to go by the laws of the land, and it says it's manufactured in Japan on the ticket. So I'm assuming that they get made in Japan, then they buy them in bulk in China, and because all they're basically doing is sticking on the watch front, which will have AIRFIX on. Well, I suppose they'll have to do it in Japan, because it's all enclosed and it all works. All the dials work as well, and then they put the AIRFIX logo on the back of it as well, on the cover, on the case. So it's got some nice details.
I first saw them in the flesh at the Model World at the NEC.
Yeah.
And, because AVA do a lot of Facebook marketing in association with proper aircraft. They do, series like Mustang and all that sort of stuff. And I was quite surprised when I saw it was AV8 watches, and I had a good look at them, and they look quite nice. They really do.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's no prices associated with them, but I don't know what they retail at. So,
Lots
Quite
of
a lot.
money.
I think
Yeah.
they'll sell all
Yeah.
right.
They're $200 basically, $230, up to $310. US dollars, not Australian dollars. If they're Australian dollars, then yeah.
It's
But,
5
you know,
times as much, isn't it?
yeah, no, Australian dollars is 50%. Because I'm buying in Australian dollars at the moment, it's roughly about 52 pence to the pound. I think it is 52.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's $1. Sorry, £1 is 52 Australian cents. I think it is. It's basically £2, $2 per pound. So that's how it works.
Right.
One thing I like to see more of is merchandise from AIRFIX. I like to see more coats, t-shirts, hats. You know, when you go to the museum, there's no like cloth there. It's just they got like you know, they sell all the model kits, they sell the train stuff, they sell the corgi stuff, their new wargaming stuff. They've got some tanks there in a wargaming brand. They're selling them there. But I didn't see any hats to buy with AIRFIX on them or anything like that. So whether they could get a company in to produce some branded merch. I know that we all got sent T-shirts, didn't we? Some of us did, I should say, with AIRFIX. Did you get one, Sully? Did you get an AIRFIX T-shirt?
No, I've had nothing off him.
Is it Nigel? Did you get one, Alex?
Nigel, I think, got one. Yeah, Nigel got one. It's Nigel, yeah.
Matt from Modern Minutes, didn't they? They were giving out these T-shirts. They're quite nice, good quality ones.
AIRFIX
Yes,
don't love me
where's
anymore.
ours?
What was that? Sorry.
I say
Yes,
AIRFIX
Dale,
don't love me
where's
anymore.
ours?
Have I gone quiet here? Sorry, I've lost my
No.
signal. Still keep going. My
Yeah.
computer's gone funny.
That's probably StreamYard and your browser.
Yeah, I'm caught up now. There was a big delay. Sorry, what were you saying, Alex?
I was just saying AIRFIX don't love me anymore.
Oh, I see. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You put those videos out, mate.
I won't stop.
Fair enough.
I'll say it how it is. When they do good stuff, I'll say good stuff about them. When they do stupid stuff, I'll call them out on it. It's same with any other company. You know, Revell keep doing stupid stuff. I'll keep saying about how they're still boxing in crap boxes with 50-year-old toolings. You know, until they stop.
It's funny that with Revell do a range of paints, tools, and I think MIG MIG have gone the other way. MIG have gone the other way, haven't they? MIG Germanis. They started off with paints and everything, and now they're buying in plastic and reboxing them, aren't they? Under their own brand.
Yeah.
Seen that? No one does
okay
a
doing
decent-
this.
Talking
What's that? Sorry.
to reboxing, have you seen the release that's come out from HK with the bloody 100th in association with Edouard?
Yes.
They've done the B17 in 1/48 and a load of Edouard gear and a shed load of different markings. That'll sell well in like a master of the air. That's good marketing.
That's good marketing indeed. Is it actual Edouard tooling? Is it actual Edouard tooling? Or is it HK tooling?
No, it's
HK
tooling. It's HK tooling.
Yeah.
In association with Edouard, they've thrown all their basically thrown all their goodies at it, and a absolutely stunning decal sheet from Cartograph. But there's absolutely loads of the bloody 100th, aircraft. So.
Wait, did you say Cartograph for Edard?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That'd be interesting.
Well, HK have got a contract with Cartograph to do all of their decals.
Yeah.
It surprised me as well. I mean, I'm might be proving
You really are getting
wrong,
the best of both worlds, though. There.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Who
it'd be
bought RB
interesting to see.
Productions? Who bought RB Productions again? Whoever they are, they've not really reissued anything. I have
Who are
no idea.
RB Productions?
Who are RB Productions? Yeah. I always use Humbrol when painting AIRFIX soldiers. The back of the boxes are call-out paint numbers. Takes the guesswork out of it all. Fair enough. I think.
Just coming back to RB Productions, it was Radu Brunez did a load of aftermarket stuff, but he now works for Edard and AK.
Right.
He's been doing some additional work, but yeah, RB had their own range of aftermarket gear, resin, and all that sort of. Yeah. I think they're still. I'm not sure. They might still be going.
Yeah.
Certainly did a lot of stuff for 132.
RB Productions. It's Irish. They're an Irish company, apparently.
Yeah. It's Radu something. Yeah. They'll come to him. Brinzan, that's the boy. That's the boy.
Wow. They did a wood grain stencil. Airbrush stencil. Wow, look at that. That's amazing.
They did
I think they're re-releasing that.
It looks great, to be honest. That's a really nice picture. I just see it of a stencil. That's good, that. So you put your brown on, then put your ochre on top, and it looks like you've got a grain on the propeller. That was 4 years ago, mine. So I wonder, if they'll release that stuff again. Where can I? Sorry,
I was just going to say to Mark 63's point that you just had on the screen there.
Yeah.
I mean, that is how companies try to keep you in.
Yeah.
They put the boxes, they have their paint numbers on rather than, what the actual color is, so that you do effectively paint by numbers and use their stuff, which is,
I think, Revell do it as well. Tamiya do it.
A lot of companies do. I don't think it's a good practice. I think Italieri are one of the best companies out there for paints because not in terms of making them, but they usually put FS numbers on what the colors are. So you can choose whatever. It's like, which I think is the best way to do it. It's like, this is the color. Actually cite what color it is, and then a color reference, and this is the paint that we make for that. I feel that's a lot more. Honest isn't the right word, but sort of helpful.
Yeah. They were tannery now as Vallejo anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, they do tend to sign it away.
Yeah, because that's when I got their starter modeling set that came with Vallejo dropper bottles, which I thought was quite a nice little touch, and some decent cement as well.
Well, it's a fair play, right? Because it's saying, look, we're going to recommend one of the market leaders in paints to do our models with. I mean, it's not like Humbrol make their own paints even. That's outsourced. Same with Tamiya. Tamiya don't make their own paint. That's the actual production is outsourced.
Yeah. Humbrol is rustins, isn't it? Because all the safety, or what they call it again?
The MSDS is all rustins.
Yeah, it's all rustins. Azigawa use FS numbers too. I forgot about that. Yeah, AIRFIX Tea and Humbrol Cafetiere. Yeah, the AIRFIX did partner up with a tea and coffee company, didn't they?
Was that Cafetiere 3D printed?
Yeah. Not on their machine, it won't. Apparently, you can't print the plane, the 3D on the Humbrol. I've not tried. Somebody sent me an email the other day saying that they've able to get it to work on a Mac now. So that'll be interesting if you could get it to work on a Mac.
What's the point?
It's still there connected. So if anybody wants it, they can have it off me for 50 quid. If you want a Humbrol printer, contact me. I'll send it to you 50 quid with 2 filaments. I think it's got.
You see, that is a classic example. Actually, I don't know why we didn't think of it before, but that is a classic example of a bad tie-in
Yeah.
with another company. It's just like,
That
oh yeah, we'll
wasn't
do a 3D printer.
It wasn't even AIRFIX's fault. That's the beauty of that thing. I didn't know it, but as soon as I put that video out, the comments and the emails I got saying, isn't it this one? Easy 3D or Easy 3D it was called. Looked it up and it was a third of the price. It was like, this was like 200 odd quid and that one was like 80 odd quid it was. And the only difference is that humble badge on the front.
Yeah. You can sell that on eBay for 150 quid then.
Just take the sticker off and sell the sticker.
Yeah.
Definitely. Will cowboy paints work on an aircraft? Don't know. No idea.
Cowboy paints?
All colours are subjective, but FS or similar numbers are as good a place to start as any. Correct.
Yeah.
Hence why when Nigel's back on the Outlaw Paints website, which is now live, everybody. So if you want to grab your Outlaw Paints, the website is now live. It's still got bugs and everything, but just no bugs on the payment side. It's just some of the pictures haven't quite. Yeah,
keep that up there. You'll be with the post office with bugs.
Yeah, I tell you, mate. Yeah. Hey, I heard something the other day. This makes me laugh. The company that has been in charge of the computer system software to allow imports between the UK and Northern Ireland to go faster has been. They got the contract was given to Fujitsu. You can't make it up. You cannot make it up.
Wow.
We're paying out from government purses, and so they should. The people who were wronged in the post office, but fuck me, Fujitsu should be shouldering 3/4 of that responsibility by paying them off as well. If I was the post office, if I was the post office workers, I'll be suing Fujitsu as well, because
I think that's part of the thing. They are going down that line.
Yeah, so, Fujitsu.
Fujitsu are going to need another contract to pay for it all. So why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, politics. There you go.
Politics, isn't it? Yeah, well, it's not politics. It's a national scandal, isn't it? It's going to come up in our conversation at some point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
it
think
could be worse, Moss. Your Outlaw Paints website could have Horizon software.
No, it hasn't. No, for quite honest with you, some of it is the company that I have used down through the payment and merchant and everything. It's all in house. They've built it up, and the merchant themselves. Is it Opigon? I think it's called, and Elevon. They're not Japanese companies, I don't think. So, but yeah, it's Fujitsu of I don't think I've got anything in the house that is Fujitsu anymore. I did have a Fujitsu camera that I binned years ago, but I don't. Fujitsu to me, I wouldn't go out and buy Fujitsu now just out of principle. Too many people have lost their lives, and this is the thing. It's just, it was an absolute shocking development in, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Just the last thing though. What is absolutely compelling viewing is the live streams from the public inquiry.
Oh yeah, Paul Evans.
Watching the just not the what do you call it, summary, the news side of things, the actual just watching them squirm and try and cover this. You know what I mean? It's unreal. But coming on to another public scandal is my wallet. Because HPH, I don't know if you can see it, they've released. No.
Okay, let me get you bigger.
The Blom & Voss BV138.
Wow.
In 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow. That's going to be a public scandal for my wallet.
Yeah. Talking about public scandals and wallets, yeah. What do you reckon that'll be? That'll be around the tonnage, won't it, Mark? €132?
€535. Yeah.
You can
It's a
buy a
big
watch here for $300 here.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. No, I like watching. Yeah, it is. I can see that you like them squirming as true. You know, when I think that politician or whoever's leading the inquiry said to Paul Avenos, which God do you worship, love? Do you know what I mean? That just summed it up for me. That was
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So, it is a tragedy, obviously. But the same with they sold off the post office, they sold off the Royal Mail. And
Yep.
now that's they talk about let's bring everything back British owned and everything, and that's being bought out by somebody in the Czech. Is it Czech guy? Isn't it?
Czech Republic, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's putting his money in. So yeah, I've always said from the very beginning that I will vote your political party if you bring back everything under government ownership: electric, gas, water. Telephone really, because we've got a really good competition for telephone, to be fair. But those major and the railway, if they were, I know people say, oh, it's going to cost. It won't. Like I said, I'm paying my water bill, extortionate rates for water. That the money's going to the dividend holders. So, anyways, we're moving off scale modelling anyway quickly, but
Yeah.
AIRFIX announced this week if you spend £80 or more, they've released another coin, which is this one here, Operation Overlord 80th Anniversary D-Day coin. AIRFIX on the back. If you spend £80 or more on the AIRFIX website, you will receive one of these. There's only 500. Well, it's not 500. I think there's 498 left because I've got one, and Gary from Gary Stuff's been given one as well, because we got given one when we were up in Margate a couple of weeks back for their Sprue Talk. Me and Gary are going to be on Sprue Talk at some point.
Yeah.
So if you want to click on the AIRFIX website, I'll leave you a link. And there's a link in the comments or in the description box below if you're watching it on my channel. You can go and buy yourself 80 quid worth of kits, and you'll get one of these for free. So that's the AIRFIX deal at the moment. They've also got a really good, is it a Night Rider raid? A Night Raid set as well, Bomber Raid set, with Fokker Wolves and whatnot in it. So some good deals on the AIRFIX website. I don't know if anything else has been released this week. I can't think of anything else that's been released this week, apart from the Bulldog.
Bulldog.
Moving seamlessly, talking about releases. Can I talk about our release date for our club?
That's going to come on tonight in about 10 minutes.
Okay,
I'll 10 minutes.
I'll sit here.
We're going to crack on with that in a minute. Yeah,
no problem.
The Bulldog came out from AIRFIX this week. I did a video on it, calling it the British Bulldog. I was tired. It was 2:00 in the morning when I did that video. I just come back from a gig, and there it was in the box. I thought, right, I better do this video now. It's a glorious kit, but that's a hell of a lot of rigging to do on that. Anyone else got one? Have you got one, James? Alex? Have you bought one?
Well, I'm waiting for that usual thing. I'm waiting for the deliveries for the shop. So when AIRFIX deign to send me the orders, then we'll see.
Is it a kit that you would build?
Yeah. I mean, I looked at it. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
So it's not my usual kind of thing, but it's quite a, it's not an aircraft that I particularly desired, but it's it's a bit different. So yeah, I think it's a bit of an odd choice for them. I mentioned at the beginning of the year, but but sure, I'd do one.
Yeah, the box art's nice on it. Keep it quiet, but I've got a short shot on the window on mine.
Yeah. You see,
so
I mean, that
The
kind
piece-
of comes back to the central point, though, doesn't it, Moss? It's just like I would much rather they hadn't, produced a new commemorative coin and got some aviate watches. I'd much rather they just sort out the Indian QC issues.
Well, I'm going to put my head on the line about this, right? I'm going to be serious. People may say, "Oh, you're just being a dick," right? I don't blame AIRFIX in this, right? I blame Hornby as a company for going down that route where you've got a guy who has sole control of the AIRFIX tooling. AIRFIX give him the tooling, and he doesn't give a shit that his company isn't worried about the quality that they're banging out. I don't blame AIRFIX. I blame the owner of the company that AIRFIX use.
But that's
He should
AIRFIX's
be
responsibility, Moss.
But what the thing is though is if it's not AIRFIX, Hornby have said
Of course
we're
it
going to
is.
manufacture that. It can't be AIRFIX. It's got to be Hornby. The powers that be have said we can make it here cheaper in there. Why can I think it's higher up than AIRFIX. I think if there was a choice where they can get more money out, I reckon they would go back to a decent
Well,
manufacturer.
in which case, we shouldn't be discussing AIRFIX. We should be discussing Hornby.
Hornby. That's what I'm saying.
Because if AIRFIX can't make any real changes in their business, and they're just a name, then why do we talk about AIRFIX kits? Because they're Hornby kits. They're Hornby kits.
The AIRFIX, the brand, though.
Yeah, but that would suggest that AIRFIX is a Hornby brand. And I thought
Here's a suggestion.
over
Why
the
not
months,
dump Hornby?
over the months ago, right? Moss has been saying for months and months and months that AIRFIX is a separate entity to Hornby within the company's umbrella. So is AIRFIX responsible for the QC in India, or is Hornby? I think it's AIRFIX.
But surely that company, that bad for just is he called Vinish or whatever he's called, the owner of that company should stand up and say, "We're really sorry. This is not an AIRFIX." So, well, that's what I mean. It's like it's
such a small part of their business. They don't care. AIRFIX Hornby to that company is nothing.
I don't think it's nothing. I don't think it's nothing.
If you're doing Hasbro's injection molding, Hornby doesn't even hit the meter. It's fill up time on their machines.
But how much Hasbro do they do there? That's we need to answer.
They're not just doing Hasbro though, are they? They're doing a lot of stuff.
It's mostly Hasbro. Which it's more of the what's it called, isn't it? The
Nerf guns.
The Nerf gun.
How many of those are sold worldwide? Millions. So, it's going to be a lot.
I think the company that's doing it for AIRFIX is shit. You can't knock the tooling, you can't knock the instructions, you can't knock how well the build goes together. You can't knock, the.
But that matters nothing if you get a short shot.
If you get a short
shot. At the end of the day, it doesn't, if I buy something from Sainsbury's and it's got a beetle in it, and they say, well, that's not our fault. That's because it was made in, this factory wherever, and they let a beetle run into it. They're responsible. You could sue Sainsbury's for it because they produced the product that you've bought. You bought it off them. I haven't bought it off Mr. Whatever in India.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's AIRFIX's responsibility.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I just see the work that AIRFIX are doing, and it's just that is the issue is over there, that there's no care sometimes.
So somebody's job within Hornby as a group, and whether it's in the AIRFIX like contingent or not, it's somebody's job to make sure that works and manage that relationship, and they're not doing a good job. Because we see it every day. I mean, these aren't just random things. It's not like, you are one of AIRFIX's greatest proponents. You went to their headquarters in the UK and you came back and you've got one of the first Bristol Bulldogs, one of their major toolings this year, and it's got a short shot. What does that say? And it's happened to us all.
Yeah.
Would the situation improve if they had more than one tool manufacturer? I know it's expensive, like sort of shared it out. There'd be a little bit of competition there because you could play one off against the other. Your quality's not as good as that one, etc., etc. I mean,
the problem,
I don't know.
What the information I've been given is this. They come. This is what I've heard on the grapevine, that the company who's great say, "Oh, we need at least this much money's worth of kit to go through to make it worthy for us to do it."
Right.
That's why, and it's kind of pushed aside anything else, and that's why all the tooling is in India now. The only thing that isn't is that Spitfire. That's the only tooling that is in India. And I don't know anyone who's had an issue with that Spitfire Mark 9, that 124th. No, I've not heard anyone. I'm always going to go in the comment now saying, "Oh, I was missing a wheel." I've done it, considering everything, but you don't get one short shot. The problem with plastic is you don't just get one short shot, do you? There'll be a line of it, won't there? There'll be a load of kits that will have that one specific short shot, and I think that bomb bug must have cost AIRFIX a bloody fortune to get that sorted, because everyone that I've talked to had that dodgy part on where the windscreen or the rear window went in, the screen went in, and you imagine that AIRFIX had to send out that part to how many people who requested it, and you couldn't just build it without it. I don't think you wouldn't. It wasn't a part that you could easily scratch build up to replace, because it's the back end, wasn't it? It was all linked together. But I think the company that in India needs to stand up. I can't think of the guy's name now. I'll find it. He needs to bear responsibility that his company is just shockingly shit at their QC, that their staff don't seem to care, that a brand that's well loved around the country, around the world, they just treat it like shit. And I take it personally. So when things happen, you can be a Karen about it. I had a little scratch in the wing of mine, and it was a big deal. You could easily, a little bit of filler, a little bit of sanding, it wouldn't have made a difference. That's absolutely fine. But when it's a short shot, there's very little you can do with a short shot apart from replace the whole thing. And at the end of the day, that company in India that's been entrusted with the AIRFIX brand, their website says, "Oh, we work with these sort of companies." Yeah, and at what cost to the respect of that company, you pieces of shit. Just sort your QC out, for fuck's sake.
But I'm sorry, Moss, but I don't agree. It still comes down to it's capitalism, right? Yeah. So for me, AIRFIX just needs. If I was in the position of whoever it is that deals with this, I would just bollock them. I would just go to them and just say, "Look, this is," and really what they need internally is the cost. Obviously, I don't know what the cost of all of the lost revenue is. There'll be an estimate in that somewhere, or all of the rehash and all that sort of stuff. But I basically go to the company and say, "Look, we're doing this. You're costing us money because of all these QC issues. You're damaging our brand. If this doesn't improve by this date, and we have these inspections, or you assure us of this, we'll take our business elsewhere." And I just need to find a company. There are plenty of injection molding companies. I mean, they produce the AIRFIX Spitfire, right, for £95 RRP, $94.99. It's one of the best value kits around. And you're telling me that we couldn't get some injection molding company? I did a casual look a while ago. There are like a dozen in the south within range of AIRFIX. Now, I don't know that they're all suitable, but, there must be some that would welcome not just one bit of AIRFIX, not just new tools, all of AIRFIX's production, because you just move it wholesale, because that's the value to that company in India, right, is the total value of the business. It's like whatever it is. And just say, right, you just lose this, we'll just cut it.
Yeah.
Just threaten them, because that's how capitalism works. If you don't deliver a service that we want provided, we'll take our business elsewhere.
Otherwise,
our customers will.
Yeah, I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's what I'm doing. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. That sometimes I feel the pain when somebody says they've had a short shot. I feel that pain, and I get quite emotional on behalf of a well-liked company. And
I've just seen a comment from James Carnahan Moss saying we need to go to India. We should do a road trip. You and me go to India. Sort them out.
India, yeah, we should. I'll tell
I
that.
think ultimately,
yeah.
Ultimately, it comes down to whoever's put that contract out to that company in India. I mean, I think it's though. I think, to be fair, I think both of you are really right. So, I mean, that company should be, sorted out because they're doing shit work. Yeah. But also, whoever head office of Humbrol should be going, look, this is not doing us any good because, like it says, it's looking bad on us. We should be looking at either sorting them out one way or another, or you look for another company because ultimately, I mean, the AIRFIX in particular, they've worked so hard to get themselves pretty much almost back on top, if not on top, banging out some banging stuff and some tooling that's fantastic engineering, other lot, and it's just been ruined by some shit company that can't make that can't do deep, simple quality control.
And that's
really. So I mean, it's a mix of the two, but I think realistically, it falls down to whoever leads that company at Humbrol for producing the kits.
Yeah,
it just amazes me. It's gone on for so long.
Well, this is this, and also I think there's also a fear. Yeah, go on, Dave.
No, I was going to say short shots. Are they caused by a manufacturing process, or is it a defect in the tool?
No, it's a manufacturing process. I would rather know if you've got a match.
It's caused by not cleaning the jig properly after each operation. Because we used to have this issue years and years ago when I worked because I used to work in a car seat manufacturer. We used to have jigs that built internal foams for the car seats. And when you had an issue with car foam, it was always an abnormality caused by not cleaning the jig after you pulled the part out. What AIRFIX need to do is they need to send a team to that company in India and retrain them.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do.
I mean, my point being, it's something that theoretically is easily sorted.
Yeah, it is. It usually is, but it's apathy that people don't care. As Alex said, people don't care, so they don't clean up after themselves properly. AIRFIX should be going in there and saying we're not accepting the lack of QC, we're not accepting the quality issues that we have, and you need to sort this out. So we're sending a team over to train you guys to deal with this. It's what Nissan did when Nissan had issues with our company. So they sent a team in and retrained us.
That's because the Japanese are like that control.
I'll jump in here, John. I worked for a company years ago doing panels for the Nissan Qashqai.
Yeah.
And we used to have these big stillages, and we would look at the part, everything. It would all be made in the press, and then we would put the little grommets on and the bits of felt or whatever. Then they'll go in a stillage, and then you would put your name to that part.
That's
and then somebody will go in and they'll check the part after you. Yeah. Well, if it got to the Nissan factory, and the stillages will go in tens, so there could be up to 800 parts in these stillages. There'd be 18 in each stillage, 10 lots. If they found a fault in one of them, they would not accept the other 10. And they would fine the factory £10,000 a day
for stopping,
for stopping the production of that car.
That's what they need to do. Just approach it commercially. Just reject the, like Moss said, when the stuff comes over, and if they've got a bunch of any customer care issues and stuff, they just say, right, everything of this batch number, we just reject that batch.
Yeah.
And say, sorry, you have to produce it again. And every day that's over, they need to renegotiate the contract. Basically, they need somebody with some balls to go over and bust their balls about it and just say, look.
I've heard it said from a few people that the thing is, though, is that if you upset the Indians, they'll upset you, and that's quite a threat. You know, if those tools get pulled out, will they come out without being damaged some way? You know, who knows?
Then find them and then sue them. And so
Yeah,
we
but-
have this. So I've worked in a lot of companies
Try
with
and sue a company.
legal stuff like this. There is
Yeah.
always a commercial solution, and it revolves around fines and legal teams. And
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, people don't necessarily want to go down that route. And so, yeah, you just put it to a point where you say nobody really wants to do this. But if you're going to piss about, then we'll screw you.
Thomas Bradley writes, I'll be hesitant to buy an AIRFIX kit here in New Zealand. And listen, mate, I've heard this comment from Americans and Australians. I know of a model shop in Australia that opens up every single AIRFIX kit that he purchases to check of any short damage or anything. And then as soon as he sees it, he sends it back to the supplier straight away. He doesn't even send it out. He doesn't even sell it in the shop. He's had so much issue with it. But the thing is, though, is at the end of the day, these kits from AIRFIX are fantastic. The newer stuff is brilliant. But if you can't trust it, in the UK, it's a piece of piss for us because all we got to do is, and I've done many videos on it. You tell them the order number, and you need that little thing there. Yeah. That's the number that they need. Come on, zoom in, you bugger. Zoom in. Someone zoom in. Come on, zoom in. This camera's shite.
Is it an iPhone?
No, it's bent.
This camera's made by perfect.
All you need is that sticker. They gave it to me to review, but I can't use it on the Mac. It's honestly this stuff, you know. I'll send it back if you don't want it. If it doesn't work. But anyway, so you on that, and then we can get the part shipped, and it's there within 48 hours on most days. Customer, it's really the customer service. And if you live in a different country where you haven't got that customer service, you're pretty much buggered. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's costing all of that in. Somebody at AIRFIX must be or should be accounting for all of that and adding that to production cost, because rework and rechecking by retailers really out of scope. You know, it all costs money. Shipping all that stuff back, reshipping it. You know.
AIRFIX may not own the tools 100%. Often the tools are joint owned between the customer and the supplier molding companies. So they may not be able to remove the tools. That's not true of AIRFIX. AIRFIX 100% own all their tools.
Yeah.
Even the ones that were made by Academy, like the KT and stuff, they own that tool. You will not see that KT in an Academy box unless they come to an agreement about it. That tooling is 100% owned. And I don't think Academy would rebox that tooling that they made for that KT, because they'll end up they won't want the plastic from India. They want to do their own plastic, Korean plastic, wouldn't they? You should be buying a better camera rather than a new watch, Moz. Maybe if a new company had an AIRFIX.
You didn't buy a new watch either.
I didn't buy that camera. The camera was gifted to me to review for bank, and I can't get it to work. It's I said to them they can have it back. I can't review it because I can't get the software to work on my Mac. So it comes with everything. It comes with this as well. It's like a little thing that it's supposed to enlarge. It's got like a little dial and you press. I can't even get it to work on my Windows laptop. So there's something drastically wrong between the two. So, but yeah. Never mind Australia and New Zealand. I'm not buying from the AIRFIX shop here in Ireland. I get it from my local hobby store here in Cork. If there's a problem, they'll sort it. But fair enough, mate. That's fair dues on you on that one. So, with the conflicts happening in this modern times, isn't it the only question answer QA issues, but the possible delay in transport times while container ships get diverted? Not too bad, to be honest. We're getting stuff from India. It's not too bad. It's a constant stream of boats. Chris says I did have a short shot.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I couldn't believe that.
I was going to say, they're right. Hey, I tell you what, mate, you want to get that short shot frame because they're rare as rocking or shit. They are, I tell you. I contact the support in Japan and get a completely new frame from Japan after 6 weeks shipping. Fair play. Fair
That happened
play.
with me with SMER.
You said that, yeah.
Yeah. I had an
Well, that's it.
SMER kit that had a piece missing, and they just sent the whole new kit.
I
don't think they understood which part number it was, so they just covered it by sending me a complete new kit.
I'll do the same as well. I tell you who is very good. Also, I know AIRFIX are there. Ravel.
Ravel, brilliant.
I didn't get a decal. I did get the decal sheet. What happened was, I got this Star Wars thing model, and I pulled it all out, and I looked, and there was no decal sheet.
Yeah.
And I thought, so I emailed them, and within a week, I got the decal sheet. Anyways, when I pulled the box out again, the decal sheet had got stuck on the lip inside the box. Because the boxes are flipped over. I know they're like the side opening box. And what happened was the decal had fallen out from the instructions and had slipped in between the flap that's holding the flap shut. So I felt a bit of a dick, but to be fair, if they had proper boxes, it wouldn't matter, would it?
And also with Revel customer care, it's just like, because you never have a kit. If you've got a kit which is like from 1960, and you're missing a part, they'll still send you it because they're still making them.
That's right, yeah. Nigel's Modeling Bench. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for your lovely card. Thank you, Nigel, for letting us know you got it. I sent it to you, mate. Big hugs to you, my friend, and have a creative cause, like, mate, because in these situations. Right. Anyways, so QC, we all need to do a road trip over to India and kick their asses, don't we?
Yeah.
And I think I jest a lot of this. The problem is very complex. You're talking company. You're talking millions of pounds worth of trade between the two. I don't think Moz and Alex going over there with the rest of you guys on a road trip is going to change that. But if you do have an issue, they really want to know so they can go back and report back and say you're fucking us up. So, and I just said I get emotional about it because I feel it devalues the brand. That's what really upsets me. It devalues the brand. So, and is that D9? D9 sent us a super chat. Thank you very much, D9. Be in touch, mate. I'll be in touch with you. I want some of your music for some of my channels. Right. Going on now, Scale Model Show time. Salisbury show was this week, wasn't it? Weekend. I didn't go, but apparently it was a really good show at Salisbury this week. Some really good entrants in the Scale Model Show. I think. Did you win anything, Celtic West, at Salisbury? Did you put in that Bentley into the show? Let me know. But one of my favourite ones, I've only been once, and it was such a cracking day, was the Blue Lamp. And this is why Dave's popped on tonight from West Midlands Police Model Club. So very glad you've been able to join us. You've moved it to a Saturday, my friend. Why?
Clashes basically.
Clashes.
It was too. Yeah, there was a couple of things going on. It's not just model shows. There were a few personnel that couldn't make it, shall we say? But we didn't want it too close to Telford, so September was the time that we had it before, and moving it to October, that was starting to get a little bit too close. So the date we've picked is a Saturday, the 17th of August. The availability of the venue as well, that was a big issue. So the venue now, it is at the I'll give you the full address. Matt Nichols says hi, by the way. So we're moving to the blah 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 blah. Bear with me. I want to give you the exact address rather than guess at it. I know it as a Withall community hub, but it's talk amongst yourselves.
Apparently, Julian's saying that there's a model show on the 9th of June in Barry, South Wales. So if you want to go and see where they film, what's it called? What's the Karen? What's that show called? Gavin and Stacey. You can go along there and pick yourself up a model kit at the same time. It is Tank Fest this year, featuring the IS3 and hopefully newly restored. Oh, is it? Yeah, I've got tickets for that coming my way. So hopefully I'll be up there for that. It was a good day out because AIRFIX go there as well and show off them armor range and stuff. Are you enjoying your sandwich there, Alex?
Yes, thank you.
I saw the missus walk in giving you a grunt. So
I missed lunch, so I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Right.
So, yeah. Otherwise, I'd have been a bit more discreet. But I'm just starving, or was. I've got these as well.
Right. Sorry about that. I'm back with it now.
Right. How, mate? Go ahead. Where are you to?
Yeah. Yeah, right. The venue is actually the Wood Rush Community Hub. Now, it's Shawhurst Lane, Hollywood in Birmingham. So to get there, it's basically around the M42, Junction 3, heading towards Birmingham, and Hollywood's a little village on the right-hand side. It's literally 5 minutes off the M42. So that's one of the good things about the venue is the access. Loads of car parking. They've got a brand new cafe on site that they were literally fitting out when we turned up. It's had a bit of a revamp. And we've got a very well, in my opinion, very well lit sports hall. We've got a separate competition hall, and we're going to try and get as many vendors around the place as well. Invites have gone out to clubs, including you, Sully, I think.
Yeah, I've had that. Yeah, no reply. Yeah, I've had no reply. I said to Bess, send me the digital stuff when you get it.
Yeah, no, we haven't produced that. I mean, this is how quick the decision's been made. It's because the venue became available and we signed on the dotted line on Friday that we've been able to release all the details. We're looking at we're trying to fix a price, but it's going to charity like we did last year, and it's going to be the Midland Air Ambulance. So once we've covered our overheads, we're looking between £4 and £5 entry, which will include free car parking as well. So not too shabby. But yeah, in terms of the amounts of vendors and clubs, etc., there as yet, details will be released as we go. And hopefully, if you can get up there, we'll see you guys there.
I'll put this in the comments in the chat so people can see that. So the Saturday, the 17th of August.
Saturday, the 17th of August, and it is.
I don't think I can go with that. Is that British Superbikes weekend? Is that the British Superbike weekend? Oh no. Hang on, let me just check. British Superbikes. I'm away. It's British Superbikes that weekend, I think.
Oh yeah.
Thruxton. I'm going. Thruxton the weekend.
Don't matter, Dave. You got me anyway.
Oh no, 9th to 11th.
Well, there you go.
No, it's a week before 9th to 11th. Oh no, yeah, so that's right. Yeah, 9th to 11th is.
You got zero excuses then.
Yeah, well, it's still a 3-hour drive for me, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Dave. Yeah, it's Birmingham.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's always a good excuse not to go somewhere near there.
Yeah, because I was always told that Birmingham, even the pigeons and the seagulls fly upside down because there's nothing where I'm shitting on.
Yeah. To be fair though, it's the edge of Birmingham. At least you ain't got to worry about the bloody ULEZ charge or the congestion emission zone thing or anything along those lines.
Oh, that big clock.
So yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
So
there's a ULEZ zone in Birmingham.
Yeah.
That's a bit ironic,
I'll
isn't it?
tell you what. honestly, it's a waste of time because they've put it round the inner ring road. If ever you want to be bothered to look at a map of Birmingham, they've put it round the inner ring road. Anything inside that, ULEZ, and the already being, if you drive through the Queensway Tunnel and out the other side to the Bristol Road, you go through the ULEZ zone, and you can be in and out within minutes. But to get to the other side now without paying the charge, you have to go around all the roundabouts, all the islands, all the traffic lights, all of that sort of stuff.
Producing a load more pollution.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Although, to be fair, the air coming out of most cars is probably cleaner than the air going in Birmingham. So,
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're true. I mean, the irony being, I've got a Skoda Octavia TDI, but it can go into the middle of central London without any issue, but Birmingham charge. How's that work? I don't know.
I've got 2 litre diesel that goes through Birmingham, London, and the Ultra ULEZ. Figure that fucker out.
Oh.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
My 2 litre diesel TDI Audi TT had a lower emissions charge than my current 1.4 TSI petrol bloody Seat. How?
It's bizarre. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. But anyway, we're outside of that for the model show. So
yeah. Can I just say it was a great event? I came away with a Qatari Spitfire that day.
Yes, you did. I had my eye on that, despite the fact I'm part of the club.
What made me laugh was I went to the Models for Heroes, and she said to me, "Do you want to buy some tickets?" I said, "How much is it?" She says, "It's £1 a strip." So she went to open up the book, and all I saw was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said, "No, I ain't buying. Nobody wins in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do they?" Anyway, so by the time I got back there, it was like up to about the 10 mark. I thought it was 10's worth. I think it was 50p a strip. I think it was. I think I got one. I got from like 6 up to 26 or something, and the number that was pulled out was 12 or something. But that's a first, isn't it? Like, you know, it's like when people along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's never going to come out of that machine, you know.
No.
Yeah,
but there you go. You got a Qatari Spitfire.
Yeah, very nice. It was a good day. To be fair, a good day out. Catering was good. Yeah. Good to be out with everyone. And do you know what? To be really fair, it was a really relaxed show. That's what I liked about it. It was very relaxed. I think you had about 4 traders. They didn't have a lot of traders, did you? You had about 4 traders.
No. I think that's what we're aiming for. Again, we're trying to keep it. We're trying to keep it low key. See how popular it becomes. Because, again, the beauty of this site, there's actually more. If we need more rooms at a later date, we can expand. You know. So, but yeah, we're trying to keep it low key, relaxed, friendly, and all that sort of business. You know, that's what we're aiming for. I think we've already had a lot of response from some of the regular clubs. So hopefully, we'll get a few more through the door. Yeah. I'm gonna speak to Lee, see if he's Black Rifle are interested in sticking a table up there.
Oh, I think Luke will definitely will. You know, they had a really good display actually last year. They had a really good display.
Yeah.
Sully had a good display as well, and then basically came away with 24 trophies. I think he won in the end.
I got 4. Yeah,
got 4.
And those idiots on the 30-second sig. Oh, hang on, that was me.
I tell you what, though, it was very confusing how you did it because you couldn't give your name, could you? It was all done by numbers, wasn't it, or something?
What's that?
Yeah,
You couldn't put your name down. You had to. It was just like the model, and that was it. There was no name. So people saying, "Oh, the winner was this tank here." Da 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 da. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit confusing. It was only £1 to enter per model, wasn't it? It was quite cheap to enter. Yeah. And you get yourself a little trophy.
Yeah.
And I thought,
we still no, say that we still managed to give. I think the air ambulance got 400 odd quid out of that. So
Yeah.
It wasn't too shabby. It was quite well worth doing. You know.
What I think you need to do, really, mate, is to start.
So yeah,
is to offer membership to your model society, and then give out a magazine once every 3 months. Charge a subscription, and then get the dealers to pay for it, and then all the money, then can go to the ambulance fund. That'd be a good way of doing it.
That's the IPMS.
Yeah. That's how the IPMS do it. Have we lost Dave? Has he got bad signal? Or is it me?
I think he's got a bit of some dodgy internet.
Yeah. So
he's going through the LEZ zone as we speak.
Queensway Tunnel.
Yeah.
He's frozen. I think you're frozen, Dave. Do you want to log out and log back in again? Just refresh your page and you should come back. Yeah, I think we lost him. But yeah, please go. I put the details up in the chat there. So if you do want to attend, I will make every effort. I may only be there because it's a 3-hour drive for me. I'll only be there a couple of hours, and I'll have to drive back because I'll have a gig that night as well. So Sundays would have been easier, but Saturday, yeah, I could probably end up driving up there for a bit. Leave at 5 in the morning, get there for 8:30, stay there till 12, and then come back again for 5 o'clock. So, but it is a really, really good model show. That a bit of a drive, but it's worth it for me. It's a good little response there as well. Have we lost somebody? We've lost Dave, so hopefully Dave will come back when he refreshes. Outside of modelling, I know Moz doing the paints, and Nigel loves his Mustang, Land Rover. Dave, Alex, John, and James. Outside of modelling,
is there an outside of modelling?
Is there an outside of modelling?
Not for me. Mine's mostly the shop.
Yours is the shop, innit? Yeah, at the moment, till you get another job, innit? Any luck on that, or is it still quiet out there on the job front?
I've got one possibility, but I don't want to queer the deal by.
You don't want to jinx it. You don't want to jinx it, yeah. What about you, John? You're a taxi man, aren't you?
Yeah, but I play guitar as well.
You play guitar, do you?
Yeah, I've been playing for about 45 years.
Wow. What is it then? Is it a bit of a slow hand, is it, or a bit of rhythm?
I used to dabble with Simon and Garfunkel type stuff, but now it's more Led Zeppelin and stuff like that.
And yeah, all right. And here's to you, Mrs. John Parker, then, is it?
Oh, that'd be nice.
What about you, James?
I've got my own Yoko Ono, you know.
I bet you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we won't go any more into that. What about you, James? Have you got anything outside of modelling that you like doing?
Me fish.
You got fish, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, fair play. What sort of fish?
Koi.
Trout? You got koi carp, man, are you?
Yeah.
They're mega bucks, aren't they?
40 odd U-boats.
Wow. Are they quite big? Are they like salmon size?
That's why they're called U-boats.
Bloody hell.
Or more commonly known as the Wolf Pack.
Are they?
Fair enough. What about you, son? Have you got anything outside of scale modelling you like doing? No, he doesn't. What about you, Dave? Is there anything outside, any other hobby that you like doing outside of scale modelling?
Motorcycles, photography.
Yeah.
What else we got? Aviation, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Loads.
I think a lot of us are into aviation, you know, or they're particular. I like my tanks. I hate doing tracks. I detest tracks on mod scale modelling, but I love a good tank. I love cats and like EE Lightnings, things like that. I'll go to, you know, that's my thing. When Sully comes back, we'll ask him. I've had a really good week this week. The Outlaw Paint site is now live. Merchants are working. Some of the products haven't got pictures on, but they're being updated on an hourly basis. We've got The lifeboat paints are in stock. We've got 20 of each. Once they're gone, we've got a 6-week wait for them to come back in. So they're all on the site. Look under the store. Look up under lifeboat. If you notice a colour that you think matches another manufacturer, another brand, please email me and I'll add that to the description, because this site is fully searchable. And the reason we've done that is not just because, we want that if your local model, when we start putting this paint into model shops in the future, if you need to go, you can look on our site and find the reference between one to the other. It'll take a while for it to migrate onto other ones. And the other thing is that there's a lot of paint that's not done by manufacturers. There's a lot of pearlescence. There's a lot of metallics. If you're an Australian rail buff, there's Australian rail paints. There's a lot of Hornby paints, British rail paints, etc., which won't come on any charts. You see, that's the problem we've got. So the idea is to make it so that it goes onto the website. Look on the website for a particular number. Say you look for X7 on Tamiya, it will come up with an equivalent that would be done on Outlaw Paints. That's the idea going forwards. And then that will be made available to model shops. So if they just jump on the Outlaw Paints website, and they'll see it. So that's something that we're looking at for the future. My book is in the hands of a proofreader, or 5 proofreaders at the moment. I've got 5 people looking at it. Hopefully it'll be released at the end of the month. So my book's going to be called I Spilt My Tamiya Extra Thin, and basically 25 and 26 articles that I've written on my Substack, which will then be hidden on Substack, obviously, unless you become a member. And then that book will go out hopefully for summer reading. But it's going to be nicely presented. There's a publisher that's looking at it as well. Whether I go down the publishing route or self-publish it, I don't know. But there'll be a book coming out in the near future of my ramblings of scale modelling in my life, basically things that have happened in my life, and I loosely interpret it into something that happened to me during my scale modelling sort of thing. So,
are you going to do any more zines, Moss?
Pardon?
Are you going to do any more zines?
Yeah, I've got one in the pipeline at some point, but that's more arty for me, because I end up copying, pasting, and drawing pictures and making up funny poems and stuff to go in that. And it's at the moment with YouTube, DJing, the antiques, paint now. I'm burning the candle at both ends as it is, without ended up being in a mental institute sometimes. I feel like I'm going to end up there sometimes. So
we'll be there with you, Moss. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk to
I've
me
got
about
the certificate to prove it.
But it's just that you've done 2, and I actually find them a really entertaining read.
Well, look at my Substack. It should be more entertaining
Your
on
Substack,
there.
yeah, your Substack's good fun and all.
Yeah, well, it's like this week. I don't know. I did a gig last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've done a Substack on it. It's going live tomorrow. Basically, I'll do it from 7 to 11, and it takes about an hour for people to really get into it, and then they start thick and fast. And this guy turns up. I finish at 11, by the way. We're 11:15.
Yeah.
This guy turns up about 10 o'clock and says, "Can I have a song?" And I said, "Sorry, mate, you're too late. I've got 20 odd people wanting to sing, and I haven't got the time to do it. I haven't got any room." So anyway, he didn't get to sing, and at the end of the night, at the end of every karaoke gig, I sing the last song of the night, and I always sing "Country Roads" by Hermes House Band, so I sung this song, and then I finished with "Entrance, Set You Free," and ended the set. And this chap left a note to the manager, and this is the note here on my phone, and I'll read it. I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me read. Let me get bigger there. You can read it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And where's me thing? There you go. I'll make it so you, hopefully it will. Right. So, note to karaoke man: A, you can't sing. B, I can. C, maybe you should evaluate A and B. D, if you massacre country roads again, I may have to kill you, John. So that was his love letter to me from last night. Or because he wasn't able to get on, he wasn't able to sing a song. But that's not my fault. If you turn up early, you'll get a chance. So I read an article about it and related it to my.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
It wasn't my note.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Shaggy in it, wasn't me.
Yeah, that was Shaggy. Yeah. Oh, Caroline.
Go on then, Mr. Licorice. Frank Holder here. AIRFIX and Chill. I prefer Edard and Chill, ICM and Chill, or Hobby Boss and Chill. AIRFIX turned me over big time. Very unhappy with them. Go on then, Frank. Go on then. You're in a little group here. Come and tell me. Come and sit on my knee and tell me why you prefer. Because this isn't an AIRFIX related chat.
No.
The joke is that AIRFIX and Chill is very similar to the Netflix and Chill sort of thing. That's the old joke about it. It's not just an AIRFIX chat; it's a scale modeling chat. So come and tell us. Come on, we'll give you a platform. How have they screwed you over big time? So Down Masters, Mini Art and Mess. That's the reason it's called Netflix and Chill. I'm surprised they let me get away with it for so long, because it's branding, isn't it? Though that I print my own T-shirts. You see some of these T-shirts every so often that I've printed off with AIRFIX on them. But yeah, AIRFIX and Chill, and it's just a bit of fun, really. It's a bit of a take on Netflix and Chill. If you don't know what Netflix and Chill is, basically it's what they call it. What's the generation? Is it not Gen Z? What they call it now? I'm a Gen Xer. There's Gen Z. What's the one after Gen Z?
No, there's Gen X, Millennials, and then Zoomers.
That's it, Zoomers. So the Millennials say they come up with this coin of Netflix and Chill. Basically, you go around, put Netflix on, and you end up copping off with your girlfriend. That's what Netflix and Chill is. And as a joke, I called it AIRFIX. And I don't think it was me who came up with it. I think it was something like Sully who came up with it, wasn't it?
No, it weren't me. It wasn't me.
Somebody came up with it as a joke. And I said, you'll call it AIRFIX and Chill. That's what it was. AIRFIX and Coke. Could do that, I suppose. Mini Art and Meths. Yeah, definitely Mini Art and Meths. Moz, do you have a promo code to Chef Outlaw Paints? No, I don't. To be honest with you, we're running on fumes at the moment. So we're trying to sell as much paint as we can so that we can. We've already put in money for the next shipping to come over. And then, so we've drained our savings out completely from the business to set up this new venture of shipping the paints across, giving money to Jason that he needed to create more paint, and so it's like a spiral. And then because we felt that Wix and Squarespace wasn't the platform for us, we invested thousands of pounds in a new website, which has got its own merchant. It's linked in, it's all, it's been designed for us to do it. So, right, Frank Holden. Sorry, didn't mean to offend anyone. I'm just a bit bitter about AIRFIX. I bought their 1/24th Spitfire. I told you it would happen, didn't I? I told you it would happen. And bits and pieces. Contacted them and nothing. That's what I was disappointed. Frank, I can assure you that if you contact them through email, right, and share with them the sticker on the back of the box, this one here, and show them what parts are missing, they will get back to you and tell you that they will probably send them out to you for free. And keep on emailing them. I think you've gone to the wrong one. You want customerservice.uk@airfix.com is the one that you need. Is it? Yeah, customerservice.uk. Oh, no, it's technical, isn't it? Technical is the one you want, isn't it?
Yeah, technical.
I promise you they will send you out the parts. They've got them in stock. There's loads of them. They make them in the country, so they can get more tomorrow. But if that is the case, email me, use in the about section my email address. Email me, and I will source you those parts myself. I've got a couple of Spitfires here. I'll give you them myself. But I promise you that AIRFIX you're the first person, by the way, that good shout there, Matt. AIRFIX, this Spitfire, I have not known anyone who's had any missing parts or any issues with that kit.
I did.
You have. Are you fucking with Alex? It's only the one that was probably they chucked around the floor as well.
Well, I was lucky that I did the unboxing because it was the top of the cowling, which is its own sprue. So it's Sprue G, and it wasn't there. Obviously, it'd been just mispacked.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, of course, because it's a separate sprue entirely, until I got right towards the end of the build, and I was just like, right, I need to put the cowling on.
Yeah.
Where is it? And I had to go back to my own unboxing to make sure that I didn't put it somewhere stupid.
Yeah. Fair enough. His own sprue, isn't it? That's the one on the engine, isn't it? The engine cowling. Yeah. That's it. There's a little sprue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a tiny little one.
Yeah. Email me, Frank. I'll personally send you over those parts. Show me what parts you're missing. I'll get them sent over to you. I'll get them sent to me, and I'll get them sent over to you, mate. Okay. But AIRFIX, they wouldn't do that on purpose. No. So that's quite interesting. I've never pre-ordered from AIRFIX, but just noticed this on the info for pre-orders. Your payment card will be charged 14 days prior to delivery, but we will notify you by email with an exact date. That doesn't happen, mate. They charge you on the day. When they get them in, they will charge you on the day, and they normally release within 4 days. I think that's just as a stipulation. See, the problem with pre-ordering for us guys that want to do a review, there's just no point because you cannot set the postage to expedited postage.
Right.
So when we pre-order, they will send out all those that have bought on the day that have paid the extra £3 to get their product to them at their door ASAP. The pre-order guys have to wait and then get put in the mix. It's a shit way, and I know that Dale's looking into it. I personally think, after chatting to Dale about AIRFIX Club quite deeply, actually, we've got quite in-depth conversations. I still reckon that the number one thing to get people involved in AIRFIX Club membership would be the opportunity of getting that kit firsthand every time. So if you were an AIRFIX Club member, they would hold it back for 3 or 4 days before they release it, and the club members will get their first copies first at the price of $3.99 for the postage. I think that would make the AIRFIX Club viable. Really not viable. What's the word?
Worth
popular.
Yeah, not popular. What's the one when something's desirable and attractive to people to join? So the magazine this month was very good, and the magazine last month was good because you were in it, Sully, weren't you?
I was, yes.
Yeah.
So that was worth the £39 a year or so to get Sully's name in it. Yeah.
Sully's chicken shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll chuff with that.
I'm now tempted to check my spit another
Good article that was.
Yeah, it was a bloody good article.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, James, for that. I'll have a look at that. If the PayPal isn't working, I'll have to ask the question. And the trouble we have is that when you have a merchant, because we're using a proper merchant, we have to go for like PCI and MSS and stuff like that, stipulations. So I'll have a look at. There should be Apple Pay and Google Pay on there as well, but I'll have a look at that.
They're advertising PayPal on the site.
Yeah. I'll mention that to Seb, actually. I'll put out my notes. Check Seb for PayPal. But thanks for anyone who's ordered. I'll have a look in a bit. And we sent out our first order today, actually, which was quite an emotional moment for me. Somebody ordered the Lifeboat paints and an RAF paint as well, and that went out. So wait, because we've paid for boxes that haven't arrived yet. There's so much involved. I kind of sometimes regret taking it on. Do you know what I mean? So brilliant. That's good. Bin Airfix Club is outdated series idea, reduce prices over the range and stop wasting money on paper gimmicks, in my honest opinion. Have you met Alex, by the way? You? Was I ordered a 1/24th Mosquito from Airfix and all I got was an empty box. Could you send me the missing part, please?
Oh God, that happened to me as well.
Yeah.
Oh, did 2 of them?
Yeah. And that Tamiya Tomcat as well. That all came with no parts as well, you know. And I tell you what didn't come. That Revel Eurofighter with that bit, I didn't get the book with it. It was €99. I didn't get the book. All Hornby subsidiaries, I think they should have a common scheme. So if you buy from any Hornby company, you can redeem points against any other.
Oh, actually, the Hornby points are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
That I think that is a good way for the Airfix Club to propagate its like the flying hours and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I've actually one of the things I'm sending up to Dale, I've got 2 copies of, and I wish they'd bring these back out as well. Maybe I should make my own. Is this one here? Do you remember getting these at Christmas?
Yeah.
I'd love these again. They were so cool, you know. They were, you know, on the back of this one's got the Bentley blower there, like, you know.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I would love to do these. I'd love to see these back again.
I've got the that one for building the original 1/24th Spitfire.
Oh yeah,
that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I want to get him on the chat actually at some point. I spoke to him at Scale Model World and he said he was busy and I didn't get back to him. It's my bad. Spencer Pollard does some phenomenal build books. Really does do some phenomenal build books. I've got his Spitfire one here somewhere. It's glorious. The pictures are quality and it goes in depth. It's fantastic. Really is.
It's just great work in general.
The interesting point about those books, though, now is would you use them for a build? Because, and I'm thinking really in the same way of I've got quite a lot of cookery books. Some of the recipes in them are great. I hardly, it's food porn, basically.
Yeah.
It's like I'll look at the books and they look great and I'll look at the recipes and stuff. If I'm actually making something, I look it up on my phone.
Yeah.
Same thing. If I need to look at a particular technique or like a build video or review of something, I'll look it up on YouTube. So I wonder how many books are just used as, you know, like kind of sitting in your living room.
It's nostalgia and it's
just like you want to look at a really nice build and stuff, like Spencer Pollard's book. It's like, this is great. You feel like you're modeling, but you're not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. For instance, this one here. What year was this one? This one was on the year in the front here. So what I find about these, I sit and read them. When I got 10 minutes, like they're good little reads. Which one was this one? 1970. This is older than me. This one's older than me. But like they got like the Whirlwind Workhorse here. And they discuss about how, you know, the fact is it was brought out in the 1950s. And then they give you like these schemes and it like inspires you, not just to look at what comes in the box, but what you can do with it outside of the box, if you know what I mean. That's what I like about it. See, the thing that I struggle, there's 2 things in life I struggle with. One is remembering names. I'm dog shit at remembering names. I shit myself. I can know the guy for 2 months. Like tonight, I forgot Jim's name already. Do you know what I mean? I'm that bad. Hi, Dave. So but I forget names. But the other thing is parts. I know cockpit detail. I know, you know, you got the instrument panel. When I start to do a video, my mind goes blank. I'm like, the control stick. You know what I mean? It's not. You know, it's. I lose a lot, and I don't know. One thing, I don't know all the parts of a tank. You know, it's one of those sort of things. You know, So, but when I read these books, I get more knowledge from them, you know, and that's what's good about it. So, for instance, when AIRFIX bring out their Whirlwind next year, which they're guaranteed to do, I've got this here that will inspire me to do other versions of it. That's what I think. I think I like to see hard, and they've got to be hard as well. They can't be like soft. They've got to be hard. You know, and I just think they look great. You know, Marking Mania. You know, I got it out because I was trying to find a picture of a plane getting markings with a mop and bucket, but alas, you can't find one. So, but I like to see these come back. AIRFIX magazine or annuals, or AIRFIX bring out an annual or something. That'd be good. Going back to our original question, to do that. So,
but who would actually make it? That's the thing. Would it be outsourced?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, maybe that's something actually. You mentioned that Revel Eurofighter. Yeah. It's just like, who's doing that book for them? You know, is it? I mean, it isn't obviously costing the 60 odd quid uplift. In bits, but
is it Ladybird?
Tiffany and Company, I think, from the price they're trying to charge. But obviously, it's not in their core remit, and obviously, they're not very good at it if they're having to, you know, put that sort of price tag to justify it.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to Julian Horde. I've said it a few times that flying hours don't make sense if the kit isn't in aircraft, armor, cars, trucks, etc. Yeah, but it's the legacy of flying hours. That's why it's called flying hours. It's just a legacy thing, isn't it? You know, it's like nectar points, isn't it? Yeah. Nectar points.
I think the flying hours as well. It kind of goes back to the old, you know, literal flying hours from air companies.
Yeah,
you know, where you used to get your flying, you know, your air miles kind of thing, doesn't it? It's kind of all tied into that. A bit like how AIRFIX and Chill is tied to Netflix and Chill. Probably in 20 years, when Netflix doesn't exist, you know, it won't make any sense. But
no, that's right. Yeah, because I think the future is we'll all be wearing headsets and we'll actually be just sitting in a VR room around a table talking to each other. Yeah. This YouTube be gone. YouTube be gone. Surprised it's still, you know.
Hey, all our kids will be perfect.
Yeah, flying hours. The company is called AIRFIX. Yeah, I get that. Bring back Green Shield stamps and the co-op stamps as well. Yeah,
stamps.
Yeah, I recently bought a Panzer modelling from Tony Greenland. Cool read and pretty outdated regarding the kits you can now get with what he had in the 90s. Fun to read. Oh, my selection of books here, they all stem from the 70s and 80s scale modelling books. You know, and some of the techniques. But then I was looking back, and which I thought was quite interesting. This one came out. I've been up in my attic this week going through lots of shit. So Aircraft brought out this booklet from 1995, and I've only just recently come across the fiberglass pens. But they mentioned them in here back in 2005 as there you go. There it is there, a little fiberglass stick there from 2005, 20 years ago. So they were around, but I didn't even notice. Only recently they come into my knowledge to add them to my tool collection. So, yeah. Actually, there's something there.
Talking of nostalgia,
talk about how their camera and the aircraft, and although it might not be colourful accurate, they should release photos in their books. Interesting. Sorry, who was speaking? Dave, was that you speaking?
No, I was going to say, talking of nostalgia, one of the things I used to get at Christmas, along with all my other presents, was the AIRFIX catalogue.
Yeah,
and I used to love browsing through the AIRFIX catalogue. Yeah. It was superb. Which brings me on to: do you think they'll ever release their commercial jets lines again, like the 747 and the 727 and all that?
I think, because they own the tool. I think the tooling's hella though. That's the problem. I think Teller have those things.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them.
Not all of them. That can't be possible because the Caravelle and the Comet were originally Kitmaster kits, weren't they?
I don't know.
No, they weren't Kitmaster kits. They were called Sky something or other. But they were released by
Sky King.
Sky King kits, that's right. I can remember they brought an Airbus A300 out, which was absolutely superb. I wish they'd bring that out again.
Yeah. They do have the Boeing 707 though, don't they? Because they only released that a year ago.
Yeah.
As
They've
I've
got
got
the
one
Boeing
of
707, the 737, the 727, and they've also got the oh God, what's it called?
BAC 111.
And the L1011 TriStar.
AIRFIX last released the 737, which I can't believe is a 1969 tooling.
Yeah, it is.
Frig me. They last released that in 2013 with new decals.
Yeah. They changed the tooling on the Comet because the Comet originally had transparent windows. Now it's just a vehicle.
So the big orange would be a good release, wouldn't it? Because that's under the Sky King mark, but they last released that back in 1994. But again, it was a 1960s tooling, so if they did release it, it wouldn't come back in the range. It will go in the Vintage Classic, which is a separate brand, remember? So,
but most of them would be Vintage Classics, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they haven't done anything new.
I mean, the last tooling they did wasn't it the Concorde in
1977?
77, yeah. Sure, that was the last tool they did.
In 2005, they last brought out the Clipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice kit, actually, that.
But, yeah.
So
what was that, the Boeing Clipper?
The Boeing, yeah. So's the Tri-Motor. That's a nice kit, too.
Definitely a soft spot for them.
Yeah. They take a lot of work, though, to get right.
Well, yeah.
Building
them as a kid in the 70s, I think I'd like to think I've developed a little bit since then.
Yeah.
Some would say I haven't, but you know.
See, the BAC one. See, they must have released a few in the early 2000s then, because a lot of them all came out. You know, you've got the 111, the 1964 kit, and it was last released in 2005.
Yeah, it was. That's a lovely kit, that one.
Yeah, the Clipper's out. But I think the 727 and the 700 is basically the same tool in it. It's not.
No, the 727 and the 707 are completely different aircraft.
Yeah. One's a trijet.
Yeah. The 707 was one of the early airliners.
The last time the Comet came out was 2015, so that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was in.
Yeah.
Was it Dan Air Colours?
Yeah. The Heracles has come out last year, wasn't it? 2021. They brought the Trident out as a Vintage Classic in 2021. I'm just looking. See, the Starfighter was only released. Mini Hobby's got it now. So Trumpeter released. Oh, it's a Trumpeter kit, is it? So the Starfighter, which has got the Ferrari emblems on, that is actually a Trumpeter kit and is now being released by Mini Hobbies. Was the last time that was released in 2010. So they don't own that one.
Are we talking about the Starfighter spacecraft?
And the Starfighter. Hang on a minute. Let's go back down again.
The F-104.
The F-104. The F-104.
That's an ancient tool. Fix that.
No, it's not. The F-104. It's 1990s trumpeter tooling.
No, the original AIRFIX tooling is ancient because I bought it when I was about 7.
And you're ancient, aren't you, John? But
I'm ancient, yeah.
Yeah, that's in 144 scale, mate, not 172.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the 72nd scale one.
I'm looking at 144s from what AIRFIX have got in 144 scale.
Yeah.
They haven't got a lot of commercials in 172 either, though, have they?
No. They've only got about 4, I think.
See, that'll be one that'd be worth doing. Would be the Lockheed TriStar, the 10111. See, that again is a 1971 tooling. That's released in 2002. So
the DC-10, the DC-10's worth a look and all. That's a good kit.
DC-10.
Yeah.
Did they release that recently? No, they didn't, did they?
I don't think so.
What about the Vickers Vanguard? That's an old kit, isn't it?
I built that recently. It's still got it.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's still got it. It's quite nice. It's a nice, attractive kit when it's finished.
The engines aren't separate, though, are they? They're put together with the two halves of the wing together, though, isn't it? Yeah.
You put the front of the engine nacelles on the stubs, and then propellers go around. But it's got paddle props on it. It's nice. It's a nice looking kit.
One of somebody on eBay selling one. Bloody hell, it's 32 quid. Somebody's got one on eBay for.
The other kit that's quite nice is the F-27.
Oh, the Friendship.
The old Friendship,
Yeah.
They did a troop ship version of it as well, which is the same tool, really. But
yeah. I'm curious to know what was in Alex's sandwich now. What was in your sandwich, Alex?
I think
it's a tuna and olive Subway.
Oh, you eat fish then, do you, Alex?
Oh yeah. They're not real animals.
I thought you were veggie.
I'm pescatarian. I'll eat fish.
Fair enough.
Pescatarian. God, I've not heard that before.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you eat eggs as well?
Yeah.
The pescatarian diet's quite good, actually. I've tempted by it, but every fish would have to be battered from the chip shop if I had it.
Yeah, it's not such a healthy lifestyle then.
No. I do appreciate it, mate. Yeah, that stance, it's about where the meat comes from and everything. And like I said, I try and buy my meat from a reputable butcher. I
will eat meat. I think I might have told this story before. We were up in Glasgow. I think it was last year for a conference, and they had some wild shot venison. And I had a wild shot venison steak at this restaurant. It was absolutely fabulous. So I do love meat. I just don't want to eat it that's been sort of produced in a mass factory and pumped full of chemicals kind of thing.
Yeah. Not having around.
Yeah, so as Leslie's put, I'm just a meat eater who can't be asked to chew. Good description, yeah.
Good description. Anyway, folks, it's 10 o'clock. We've gone for 2 hours. It's been brilliant to see you all. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. Nigel popped his head in and said,
thanks for giving me the airtime.
Yeah.
No, mate, you're always welcome on here, mate. If you want to pop on, just give us a shout. We're trying, as I said, the idea of this AIRFIX and Chills is to get many people on and chat to new folks and just chat shit and moan about mini art and photo etch and AIRFIX and quality control and Revell and pricing and Tamiya and lack of kits from them. It's the same old moans, but at the end of it all, it's we have a bit of a laugh, don't we? So, but yeah, as I said, Outlaw Paints is live. So if you want to go and try out some paints, let me just, we're just trying to recoup some money so that we can then buy the next lot of painting. Like I said, it's been a passion project. I believe in the brand. I think the paints are fabulous. If you keep an eye out on Black Rifle Model Works' channel, Luke is going to release his Dragon. Which one was it, Sully? What was it you built? The Dragon.
Oh, I can't remember.
What's it called?
The Australian ARV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
arm response vehicle, Dragon One, and he's done that with the Ozcam paints from Outlaw Paint. So basically, the colours are very similar to NATO, but Australia decided to put two fingers up to NATO and bring out their own camo range. That's basically what it means. And I've been told that and I'm not saying it's because I'm selling Outlaw Paint. It's the most accurate Ozcam paints out there at the moment. There is a range of Ozcam that isn't accurate, but we are pretty much accurate. The Bushmaster. It was the Bushmaster, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be doing it out. Anyways, again, thank you, Alex. Thank you, John. Thank you, James. Thank you, Sully. Thank you, Dave. And one quickly, goodbye. Sorry to John, who's on holiday. John Alec. He's sending me pictures of him in the sun, so he's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
So
Having far too nice a time.
he's having a lovely
Having
time on holiday.
nice food.
He's yeah, definitely. Anyway,
He's got
folks,
a butler. We don't need to congratulate him on anything.
he's well to the year that he's had. I wish him all the best on holiday. The year he's had, then he deserves a holiday. Definitely. Thanks all for watching. See you next Monday. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.